Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tech Chetri. In today's video, I'm going to talk about these things. So basic of Leaflet Draw plugin, which help us to create the point line polygon features, and also it helps to edit the geometry, GeoJSON export, or changing the color of the layers and other many functionalities using Leaflet Draw plugin. So let's get started. Alright, before starting the coding things, I want to share you one important things, which is this leaflet basic repository. It's created by me. So all of my YouTube videos related to WebGIS things, so I keep all the codes in this repository, so you can see all the, let's say, from basic and GeoJSON, geolocation, compare map, all the codes are available here, as well as the video tutorial is available in my channel. So if you found this repository helpful, please hit the star button. And for today's this section, so I'm planning to add this code inside the draw this folder, so you can check that folder after finishing this tutorial. So all right, so here in the leaflet plugin section, so if you check, there are lots of plugins, and then if you click on the edit geometry, so there you will see some cool plugins. I don't know, somehow it's not rendering. Maybe let me go to plugins and then edit geometry. There are lots of plugins like Geoman, Clipper, Paint, Polygon, dragging lines. All this has several features. But in today's video, I'm going to only talk about Leaflet Draw. I think for editing or modifying the geometry or creating the geometry and then styling geometries, I think Leaflet Draw support everything. So you might not need all the other plugins, I would say. So yeah, I'm going to check the only Leaflet Draw plugin. So to do so, you can simply check the GitHub page from that plugin, and they have nice documentation, and then also they have all the things written, so you can simply try to follow the documentation and then try to add whatever you want. But for my this particular video tutorial, I'm going to only talk about the basic things of Leaflet Draw plugin, and then editing the geometry part, and then a little bit talk about the GeoJSON export from this draw tool, and also for the styling your layers. So let's say changing color or stroke width and then fill color, fill opacity, these things. And then later on, I'll talk very major important functionality of this plugin. So yeah, so let's get started from the basic leaflet draw. All right, to explore this plugin, I have written some very basic things with Leaflet. So here in the title, I have Leaflet Draw, and then in the style, I have full width and height. 100 PS means vertical height, 100% width, and margin 0 and padding 0. And for this particular map section, so I have added the div with ID map. And after that, I have this Leaflet.js code, which is coming from the CDN link. I'm using the 1.9.2 Leaflet version, and this link is available here. And then I have very simple script. So I have the map initialized with initial latitude of 28.2096, and then longitude 83.98, and then zoom level of 13. And here I have added the OSM map, which is simply the tile layer coming from the OpenStreetMap. And then I have added the map here. So I'm going to open this file using live server. So if I click on the live server, so you will see the interface like this. So here the map is zoomed into the Pokhara region, Pokhara city, which is the one of the beautiful city of Nepal. So yeah, I'm going to simply draw the things, simply going to try the leaflet draw plugin here in this area. All right. All right, to do so, actually, I have to check the documentation. So in the actually Leaflet Draw plugin, you can click on this link to explore the documentation. And then there are several things. It has several things with example and with codes. But first of all, I want to initialize the plugin. So to do so, actually they provide the CDN link here. So in the installation section, so I have this CDN link to activate my Leaflet Draw plugin. Okay. So to do so, actually I have to add here Leaflet Draw plugin, and then comment out this thing. And yeah, so I have added the Leaflet Draw plugin. So if I check my web map, so nothing is appear here because we just initialized the Leaflet Draw plugin. We did not do anything. So now I want to add some code in the Leaflet Draw plugin. So to add this, to activate this plugin, you have to write Leaflet Draw, and then you have to write like var draw control maybe, and then your control will be yal dot maybe new yal dot control dot draw. Sorry, I'm using the GitHub Copilot, that's why it's suggesting me all the things. But yeah, actually I'm not going to hit the tab buttons, so that it can be automatically completed. So I want to write everything. So just I write new yal.control.draw, and then I want to add map.addControl and draw control. So if you add this only two line of code, so your map will be look like this with some draw control. I think something is wrong here, so maybe let me check the console. So okay, I see. So this should be capital C control, and then you'll see this all the options. So by default, by just adding two line of code, only two line of code, you will get this all the uh, like buttons to add your geometry. So let me try to add the geometry. So let me try to add polygon first. So maybe finish it. So but my polygon is not added on the map, right? So it's some kind of strength. So to solve this issue, so we have to actually save this feature. To save this feature, we have to write the feature class. So for that, maybe I can I'm going to add the drawn feature will be new l.feature group. That means everything whatever we write, whatever we create there, it will be like one feature, and then we are going to add all the feature inside this feature group. So yeah, so but also we want to display that feature group as well, so that I'm going to add this feature group to the map. That means map.addLayer draw feature group. Also you can write draw feature group dot add to map. Yeah, so after that, whenever we create, we have to save that feature. So to do so, actually you have to write map.on, and then I think you can simply enter the tab button, but also you can write draw created, and if it's created then we have to create it, and then we have to write the function which will be we can write type e dot layer type, and then layer will be e dot layer, and then drawn features dot add layer and layer. So we are simply adding our created layer within the drawn feature. So if you console log here, you can see the console log here. So whenever you try to create the polygon, or whenever you try to create the shape, then it will create some kind of layer and layer type. It has lots of other things as well. So let me show you what I mean. So if you open the console, okay, so if you try to create the rectangle, let's say, okay, now you will see this layer, right? So inside this function, whenever you try to create, it will show you what did you create it, and then your layer type, and then type, let's say for this type I think it's created using draw.create, and then target. Yeah, so for us I think layer type and the layer are the important parameters, since we need to know what feature we created. Let's say if I create the marker, then it will show us the layer type as marker. And also let's say if I try to create the line, okay, so it will show us the polyline. So in this way our layer type will be different, and our also the layer will be also the different type. So yeah, so in this way simply you can create your layers, let's say point, line or polygon, and then you can save it to the database or whatever you want. All right, so let me show you some of the functions over here. So what can you do or what cannot you do? So here you can create the line, of course, and then either you can let's say finish it by double clicking it, or you can finish it by simply click on the finish button, and also you can, let's say, modify the last point. Let's say if I mistakenly create the point here, so I can simply delete the last point, yeah, like this. And then yeah, this drawn feature will be very handy if you are, let's say, try to digitize these road features or try to digitize any rivers, so it will be very handy. So yeah, this second option is the draw polygon option. So whenever you click on the point, so you can simply create the shape, and then you can click on the first point. I think it's not finishing. Maybe I have to manually click the finish button to finish the creating this polygon. So this polygon feature will be very handy to, let's say, digitize this these small houses or even the lake, any of the shapes, whatever you think it's important. It will be very helpful to, let's say, create the shape. And then in the later tutorial I'm going to show you how to export this data to GeoJSON or even the shapefile. So yeah, this will definitely help you to, let's say, create the shapefile based on your base map or whatever your application is. And then this third option is for creating the rectangle. So it's very straightforward. Simply click on the rectangle and then right click and then drag to create the rectangle. And this is for circle, so it's also right click and then drag, so it will create the circle from the center point and then with some radius. And this last option is to create the marker. So whenever you want the marker, so simply click on the map and then you will get your marker. Yeah, so yeah, in this way you can simply create these things. So my first task is to explore the basic leaflet draw polygon, so which is complete. So in next section I'm going to talk about edit geometry part. So yeah, so let's start the edit geometry part. Alright guys, to activate your edit control, you need to provide some options, some parameters inside here.control.draw function. So to do so, actually you need to actually create your feature first so that you can edit your feature. So for that purpose, actually I'm going to move this section to the a little bit upside this my draw control, because I'm going to use this drawn feature property inside this draw parameter. Okay, so here actually I can write something. So but before writing something, actually I want to disable this GitHub Copilot because it's kind of annoying for creating tutorial. So maybe I'll reload it as well. So okay, now I hope I won't get any suggestion from GitHub Copilot, so I can write whatever I need. So here to edit the features, so I have to pass some parameters. So here what I can pass is for the edit, actually I need to pass the edit control, and then the edit control will be the feature group, and then your feature group, sorry, not the capital F, so feature group, and your feature group will be the drawn features. And then also you need to provide remove equal to false. Okay, so if you save it correctly and then load it with the live server or whatever server you have, so you will get this edit function over here. So let me create some polygon first. So polygon or line. So I created this line. So if I want to edit this line, then I can simply click on the edit layer button, and then I can simply edit the layer, let's say like this. And then if I want to drag this to inside, so like this. And then also similarly, if you have, let's say, the polygon, so sorry, I have to click the finish button. Okay, so if you have the polygon, then if you click on the edit layer button, so you can simply move this. I think somehow it's not, yeah, yeah, I think it's moving correctly. So I don't know, sometimes it has some issues, so maybe you need to select on the middle part and then drag it. And then after editing your polygon or whatever layer you have, you can simply click on save to save your save. So now let's say if I create the point over here, and then if I want to edit it, so I can simply drag it wherever I want. Let's say if I want to create the point inside my Feva lake, then I can simply move this polygon over here and then save it, so it will save. And then similarly for the circle as well, so if you want to edit the circle point, so simply you can shift your circle or reduce the radius of the circle, and same for the rectangle as well. So yeah, edit the rectangle and then move your rectangle or make it small or larger, whatever you find it helpful. And then don't forget to click on the save button, otherwise your edit will be lost. So yeah, so in this way you can simply create the saves and then activate your edit wizard. Also, one more thing, actually I want to address it here. So whenever you edit the shape, let's say if you want to update this shape in the database, so by that time you might need to run your own event, right? So to do so, actually you can write the map.on and then draw and then edit it, and then you can write the function with parameter e, which is kind of event, and then var will be e dot layer, sorry, var layer will be e dot layer, which is kind of same thing, it will return layer and layer type. So for this time actually I am only interested in layer, or even if you need the layer type, then you can write var type equal to e dot layer type as well. And then based on let's say if the layer type equal to uh, marker, then you can write your own condition whatever you want to do with marker. If the marker is outdated, you might need to submit it to the other database. So these things you can write of course inside this block. And for me actually I don't have to do anything, so I just want to show you how to deal with these things. So whenever the layer is edited, then you can write the layers dot each layer, maybe I can say it layers, and then layers dot each layer, and then I can write function, and then it will provide us the layer, and then console dot log layer. What I'm doing here is, first of all I'm writing this costume event which is called edited. Whenever my layer is edited, then this function will called, and then it will try to see the available all the layers and then their types. And then after that I'm looping all the each layer function to loop all the layer, and then just simply printing out the layer. But in your case, if you are updating your polygon or updating your point, then simply you have to write your own custom function over here instead of console logging these things. So yes, let me show you how it works. So let me add the point and circle. So let me try to edit this function. So whenever I move the marker over here, so this edited function should call, but maybe I need to save it. Each layer, okay. Layers looks good. Sorry, I think here I should write e dot layers, not only the layer, because whenever we try to edit there will be multiple layers, so we have to check which layer is edited. So let me save it, and then let me go back to my this draw things, and then try to create the circle and maybe one marker over here, and then try to edit my circle. So if I move it here and then save it, so my this edited function will be called, and then here you can see all the parameters coming from my my edit. So here I think this all the features all the these options are related to my circle. So yeah, in this way simply you can activate your edit feature things as well. So it's pretty easy. If you want to add only the edit function, then it's only the again 2 line of code, no need of this map.edit function. But if you are dealing with the database and these things, if you need to update the layer in database as well, then you probably need this chunk of code as well. All right, so let me move to the third topic, which is GeoJSON export from draw tool. So yeah, so to do so actually what I can do is, actually I have the layer. So if I try to console log over here the layer, so I'll get all the property of layers, right? So if I, let's say, create the point, then this is my layer, right? So yeah, simply if you try to change the layer to GeoJSON, so the leaflet has very easy function, I would say. So simply what you need to do is a layer and then to GeoJSON, and then if you try to write these things, so your layer will be converted to the GeoJSON. So here you can see my layer GeoJSON. So I have the geometry, and then properties, I don't have anything, and then type is feature. So this is the kind of GeoJSON structure. So yeah, so what I think it will be helpful is, like, if I add this GeoJSON to the pop-up of that particular layer, then it might be very helpful for, let's say, creating the files or creating the shapefile, creating GeoJSON file. So yeah, so let me add this GeoJSON to my pop-up. So to do so, actually what you can do is you can simply write, whenever the layer is created, then you can write layer dot uh, bind pop-up, and then you can write your HTML code over here, right? So for me, I'll add only the p tag, which is kind of paragraph tag, and then what I want to do is I want to add this GeoJSON to my pop-up. So to do so, actually I have to write the json.string file, because it's the JavaScript object, so I need to convert it to the string. So simply I can use json.stringify, and then I can write layer.toGeoJSON, and then if I save it, so I hope I'll get some pop-up. So let me see the circle. So if I click it here, so you'll get this geometry type point, and then coordinate this. I think it's only taking the center of the circle. So let me try with the polygon. Okay, let me finish it. So whenever I click, I'll get all the GeoJSON properties, right? So in this way you can simply get the GeoJSON. To export it, actually let me maybe reload it again, and then maybe let's say digitize one of these buildings. So okay, to do so, maybe I'll add one building coordinate here. So yeah, so I can click on finish, and then after that I have this GeoJSON from this particular building, and then I can simply copy it, and then maybe inside draw I can create the new file, text file with polygon.json, and then I can open it in whatever editor you found it helpful, and then simply save it like this. And yeah, so after that, if you want to visualize this polygon in the other media, let's say in the QGIS or in any software, then it will definitely help. But I really like to visualize this kind of small GeoJSON in the mapsepar.org. So let me add this feature over here. Okay, so this is my shape. So if you want to export it to the different shape file or different any kind of vector format, then definitely you can do, simply select the file format and then export it. Yeah, so now you will get the shape file from our Leaflet Draw plugin, so which is kind of cool. I found it very helpful. You might have noticed that here in the Leaflet Draw toolbar, so whenever we create some shape and then if we reload it, so it won't appear again in the our web map. So it's happening because we are simply creating our files only in the client side. That means whenever we try to refresh the site, then our shape will be lost. So the best practice of creating the shape is like you need to save this shape to the database, and then using database you fetch the data and then just visualize the data. But dealing with database things, it might be complicated for some beginners, so I don't want to add that advanced level things over here. But if you are interested in dealing with the Leaflet Draw plugin with the database, then let me know in the comment section so that I can create the video for you. All right, so let's move to the another topic, which is called changing color of the layer. I mean the styling the layer. So to do so, actually, what you can do is you can similarly add the draw function over here. Draw, I mean key over here, and then try to add the shape option for that particular shape. Okay, what I mean is you need to add another parameter called draw, and then here you have to write which kind of feature you want to edit the color. So for me, let me try with the polygon. So if you are trying to deal with polygon, then write polygon, and then inside polygon you have to write the shape options, and then your shape options will be like color. Let's say if you need red, then simply write red, or you can write the color code as well. This is the color code for the red. So simply save it, and then let's test it with our simple application. So whenever I try to create the polygon, now my color is appear in the red color. That means my color is changing. So let me show you some of the cool things from my previous GitHub repository. So maybe from draw.html. So I can simply copy these things up to this point, I hope, and then simply paste it. So here what I'm doing is, actually if it's the polygon, then I'm writing it in the purple color, and then I'm disallowing it to intersect the two polygons, and then if it has some issue, then my color will be orange, and then timeout will be it means 1 second. And similarly for the polyline, I have the red color, and then for the rectangle I have green, and for circle I have still blue color. So simply I save these things, and then let me try to draw my things. So let me draw the line. So a line is kind of red, and then of course I think my polygon is also purple, but if it intersect with any other line or polygon, then it will be on different color, so it is not allow me to click on the point. So it's saying that error, shape edge cannot be cut. So simply I'll select somewhere a point here, maybe here. Oh, okay, maybe I need to delete it again and then create it again. So maybe cancel it, and then I think something is wrong with this function, so allow intersection. So maybe I'll simply for now I'm simply commenting these things. So let me draw my polygon again. Okay, finish. Now I have the purple color polygon. That means I simply change the color or change the style of my polygon. So if you want to explore more about this changing the style things, and this what are these parameters, then definitely I recommend you to see the leaflet draw documentation, and then you can check the options, and in the options you will see draw options. So we have added the polygon option. Similarly you can add other options as well, and then if you click on the polygon option, you will see all the different options available in the polygon. And then actually for the shape options, so we have this option coming from leaflet path object. So if you click on this link, it should be available somewhere here. Okay, let me show you. I can find it by control F and then path options. So yeah, these are the options available inside shape options. So you can pass the stock color, width, opacity, line cap, line zone. These all are the valuable, I mean valid options. Okay, so yeah, in this way you can simply add the I mean change the color or style of your polygon or polyline, rectangle and circle things. So yeah, so that's all about changing the style. All right, so now we are at the last part, so which is other functionalities. So to deal with other functionalities like changing the position of that buttons, and then also other possible event listener. So yeah, I'm going to explain these few things in the upcoming section. All right, so first thing is, let's say if we want to change the position of these parameters, I mean the bottom, so we can simply add the another properties over here. This might be position, and then we have to write, let's say by default it will be top left, and if we write it top right, then our control will be available on the right side. Somehow it's not rendering. Okay, let me see. Sorry, it's the spelling mistake. Position, and then my position will be on right side of the map. So in this way you can simply change the position. And then other important things here might be, here we have added only the create and edit functionality, which is kind of like post and put request, but you can also deal with the let's say delete request. And then there are other couple of event listener inside the leaflet draw plugin. So yeah, so if you are interested, so I highly recommend you to check this section of the code. So here, so right now we have updated this created and edited function. So similarly we have the deleted event, and draw start, draw stop whenever we start the drawing function. Then if you want to, let's say, pop up something, let's say you are now starting drawing, come on, build the cool features, something like that, this informative message you can definitely add using this draw start event. And draw stop event also, you have successfully drawn your shape, something like that, you can simply add your custom message to the user. And yeah, these things are simply some of the not very important, but it might be helpful if you are really dealing with this plugin. And yeah, I highly recommend you to check this documentation, because here it explain everything you might need to know, but is my topic outline, so I cover all these 5 sections. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, then hit the like button and then subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.